welcome to My Psychic Connection. I am your host, Journey Ryan. I hope you guys are ready for a good show. I see a lot of people joining us right now. I am very excited to talk to each and every one of you. But you guys know it is Tuesday, and that means I'm not alone, and that means I am here with none other than Nikki Taylor.
Hey, hi, Nikki. Guys. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. Same here. All right. So, guys, look, we got the jump list. Remember, jump list is going to get you a longer time with us, and it's going to be able to provide you guys with a little bit more time with us, and it guarantees your reading. And it also helps the children of St. Jude, since we are donating $1 to every jump to St. Jude Children's Hospital. So far, guys, we are up to $46. We'd like to make that a lot higher by the end of the week so we can donate a great portion to the wonderful charity and for the people of St. Jude. They do amazing work, and they help many families. So I'm glad that we are able to contribute to helping the greater good there and to help save the children, because Lord knows they need it, and I bless their hearts for all of those that have to go through those types of pains. It's not something anybody, or I would wish upon anybody, to have to go through. So, guys, remember, small donation, and a partial part of that is going. $1 is going to is going to the St. Jude Fund. And guys, we are so excited that we are capable of doing this. It makes us feel good. It should make you feel good, because we're helping who we can. And remember, guys, as we go through season 2, we are going to be donating to several charities versus just doing one constantly. We're going to pick different charities for each month. I know in November we're doing Toys for Tots, so we could be able to hand a check over for December so they can get those toys ready for the children who are less fortunate. We also wanted to address breast cancer and abused men and women. We're going to be donating to those charities and things of that nature as well. So we've got a lot of charities ahead of us, and I can't wait to be able to provide them with a nice little check and say, here you guys go. This is from My Psychic Connection and from all the followers and listeners and all those who got a reading. So it's going to be completely awesome. All right. So, Nikki, you look so cute. I like your little pigtails.
Thank you. I went like all natural tonight, so I thought I'd, amp that up with some pigtails and a little scarf.
Nice. I was feeling blue, so I wore my blue. Lighting. Oh, I like the color blue, guys. It is not my favorite color, but it is one of it's up there. It's like number 2.
Yeah, I like it on you. It's very rich. It looks very rich on you.
I like it. And purple. Purple is my favorite color, but blue is right next to purple. So we're friends.
They're friends.
All right, guys. Remember, click the link in the description or in the chat in order to jump the list. Like I said, $1 goes to St. Jude, and the rest helps us here at the site to get a reading, to make it longer. Guys, remember, if you get a free reading, remember, no mediumship questions during those readings. If you want a mediumship question, you must jump the list. So hopefully you guys understand that, and asking what Spirit has to say is a mediumship question, because we're going straight to Spirit. So just remember, we do get a lot of information from Spirit, and we do, share that with you guys when it is given, and we provide as much information as we possibly can. So guys, grab your favorite beverage and your popcorn, chips, whatever it is, celery sticks, carrots, whatever your preference of great snacks are, and sit back, relax. Remember, we're going to call out 2 names. The first name is going to be the person who needs to put out their question. The second one is going to be the one to get their question ready. So when we do that, we're going to wait 30 seconds in between each time we call that out. That's why we do that. If we don't see your question, we will move on to the next person. If you do show up, we will add you to the list, but it'll be at the end of the list. So guys, stay keen, stay listening, and we'll be more than happy to answer the questions as they come in. All right, as I'm doing that, baked Cheetos. Catherine said baked Cheetos. Those are good. I like those. All right. So our first person on our list tonight is Tina Fitzgerald, and then I'm going to need Cynthia R. to get her question ready. And guys, just remember, Be kind, and courteous. Not every question is something that you guys think is important, but it may be important to somebody else. So just remember, let's respect each other while we're in here, because we're all looking for love, light, and positive energy here. So that's a nice little beauty message there for you guys.
I like that. We're all looking for love, light, and beautiful energy.
Yes.
I love that. That's true. I'm looking for some of that.
Tina, can you rephrase your question? Anything or some guidance? Can you go ahead and rephrase that question that falls under general reading? If you have a more direct question, that's going to be able to help us pull the energy as we are trying to, pull as much energy as we possibly can at a very short amount of time. So, guys, remember to focus your questions, and please no medical questions. If you have a medical question, please ask your physician. If you don't, go to a walk-in clinic. But it is most definitely not our department to be able to do that, because we are not doctors, so we cannot provide that type of care. So, not that we don't care, it's just that we don't provide that type of care. I don't have an EKG or, MRI in the back to really see what's going on there. But okay. So Tina's here with us. It says, "How is my future looking for now?" Okay, so when it comes to your future and the way that things are coming together for you, I do feel like there's a lot of rough stuff that's being left behind. I feel like you're kind of cleaning out the closet, taking away things that no longer serve a purpose. This is still not an easy road. I still feel like, when it comes to your future and the things that are coming up, you're still got some tasks that you have to go through. I know this is probably not what you're wanting to hear. So just know that, things will look up. It's a little bit of a rough patch, but it is things that will pass. So I don't want you to fear that, as good things will come, but the road ahead to get to the good things is still a rough one. But I don't feel like there's any issue that's going to stop you to get to your main goal. And this shows in the form of finances and less stress. So I hope that helps. I'm going to pass this over to Nikki. Nikki, what do you got for Tina? Tina says yes.
Okay, so Tina, I've got here, let's see. So I've got some financial stuff coming up for you. I can't necessarily say that this is in the future, but it's played a role in how your future is going to unfold. So this is revolving around you really being mindful about creating balance with your finances. Finances have been like a preoccupation for you for some time. Like your attention has been focused on them. There definitely have been significant periods in your life where you haven't had enough when it comes to finances. You've definitely struggled and had to work really hard and be very resourceful to have what you need. You've also had times where you felt really blessed and abundant too, but it's been the ebbs and flows. I can say that it's just part of your spiritual journey to heal your relationship with money and to understand how to navigate money, because you have a very emotional relationship with money. Because when you haven't had money, it's definitely, it's been really emotionally impactful for you, right? And then that's a historical pattern. When we look at the present, I can see that you've got the Page of Cups here, which is telling me that you're really returning. Tina says yes about the finances. But I can see right now you're in a place where you're really being called to get back to your inner child. Like it's time to really do what sparks joy in you. And when you think about how a child engages with the world, they're really, first of all, they love without fear, right? They're just so trusting. And they play, right? They're not afraid to play. They're not afraid to imagine or say something weird or draw something weird or to get dirty. You're being really called to return to that kind of energy. And this is going to help bolster you as you move into the near future, because I do have another card for you that shows that you are going to have a pretty major pivot in your life, meaning that whatever isn't working, Tina, you know what that is. Whatever you're holding on to, but you know deep down in your heart it's not working. This could be marriage, friendships, job. It could be a behavior that you're participating in, but you know that it's not working, but you're ignoring it for whatever reason. Maybe because that you just have to ignore it to survive, right? Maybe sometimes it's not that bad. So you think, oh, well, maybe it's okay. It's going to rear its head and show you that how badly it actually isn't working. And you're going to be forced to make a decision you're actually not, it's not a decision. You're just going to be forced to leave it behind. And there can be some discomfort, even some pain in that, but know that it is 100% for your best good. Also, I see parental care coming up in your near future. So I'm not sure if one of your parents is ill or you've got in-laws or something like that, but I definitely see you being, having stewardship over a parent figure, and their care somehow, whether you're doing the hands-on care or you're having to make decisions about their care. So know that that's coming up in the future, but you will be supported in that. Okay.
Just at the nick of time. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Tina, I hope that helps and serves you well. All right. So, it's always good about, moving forward. And when we do that, we get nervous because we find ourselves hitting these rough spots. These are things that we've ignored or we've overlooked or, we just didn't see coming. Sometimes it's one of those things that just blindsides you. But it shouldn't be that one thing that stops you from moving to your next level. You have to fight through it like we do every day in life. We fight through everything in order to get to where we need to be. You got to fight the traffic. You got to fight the pay, you got to, the increase in gas. I mean, everything just it seems like a battle, but you know what? Once we come to figure out how we need to navigate life, I mean, it really makes a huge difference.
Well, it builds our skill sets, our stamina and our endurance. And I have to say that there are cases where people are blindsided, but man, rarely are we blindsided. We always almost know 90% of the time. Now, I'm not saying there's no cases like that, but 90% of the time we knew it was coming. So we have to remember that.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's keep on going here. We've got Cynthia. Cynthia says, hang on one second, guys, why I forgot to call the next name so they can get ready. Christina A., get your question ready, and you'll be next on the list. All right. So it says, how's my future looking? Work. And thank you so much. Okay. So, Cynthia, the energy that I see circling you when it comes to your work situation is I see a split in the road. So what you're currently doing is just enough to get you by, but there's a new idea in your mind that is trying to take you down another road. And there's fear about that road because there's an uncertainty that goes along with it. And to me, this is showing an entrepreneurship where you'd be doing or working for yourself. And you have the idea, but you're afraid to go down that road. Now, what I'm saying here is not to run out and quit your job to go down this road. What I'm saying is take this and put it in practice with what you've got going on now. So, yeah, you can focus on this, but you can also focus on this. And you have to build this in order to get past this. So I do feel like that is a opportunity for you, but I also see other opportunities that you feel could be better for you. The thing that I can say on that is, yeah, there are always going to be opportunities for you. I don't feel that leaving this job to go off to do the same job somewhere else is going to currently work out for you. So I don't feel that's the opportunity you should be taking. Not to say that you need to stay put, but I don't feel like you need to transfer at this moment. I don't feel like today is that day, this week is not this week, and this month is not this month. If you're going to think about going in a different direction with a new career, I do feel like you should check out your entrepreneur. I know that there's ideas there, but I do see better opportunities if you currently want to continue to work for somebody, that the opportunities will be best for you in the month of September rather than the month of August. So I would say continue to keep doing what you're doing now. I would explore your entrepreneurship and I feel like this is something that you're going to be working hard towards. And I feel like it's totally going to work out for you. She says, yes, I want to wait, not ready, but I feel it coming. Absolutely. And that's what I'm seeing. And I felt like there's that fork in the road where you're like, okay, something's got to give. Something's got to change. Something's got to do something different here. So I hope that helps. That was the bell for me. So I'm going to pass it over to Nikki. Nikki, what do you got?
Okay, Cynthia. So I have to just really second everything Journey's saying, but I think that right now you're in a time of like, you're in the pregnancy stage of birthing you're growing your new career inside of you. So the Oracle card, I mean, I can't make this stuff up, right? As I literally pulled new career for your Oracle card. And so, but in your tarot spread, we've got the Empress sitting in your past placement, but this just shows me it's that that incubation period, that pregnancy period of really growing the ideas and nurturing your perspective and your relationship with what your ideal career works to you is to you. Because your question was about future with work, but the thing is that you're not.
Exactly. I got scared. I got scared. Pregnancy.
Scared pregnancy. Oh, no, not pregnancy. Pregnancy. We're talking about pregnancy as a descriptive term for the incubation period of nurturing your new ideas for your career. Because I do see you doing something entrepreneurial, and I think that the work that you're in right now is certainly not your passion. It's not what you're meant to do, and it's not you showing yourself to the world. It's not how you share Cynthia with the world, because that's the goal there, is to show up and share yourself with the world, and then be compensated, obviously with money, because we need that to live, but also to be compensated with the specific things that we need, whether it be validation, recognition, gratitude, so on and so forth, service to others. So I see that you really need to get clear on what you're passionate about. And I mean, for like, you would do it if you didn't make any money, and that you really feel that it serves yourself, it serves others, and that you feel like you're being your most authentic self when you do it. Like, this is Cynthia. Like, if you want to get to know me, you can get to know me through my career. Because how many people can we get to know through their job, right? Your job is just your job usually. Like, it's not who you are. But that's not how it's supposed to be. We should be able to really get to know someone through how they show up in the world and how they serve others through their career. This is what you're being called to really tune into, so that you can bring that out into the world. You've got the Hermit card sitting last, which is what I'm talking about now, is you going inside and really doing a lot of deep self-reflection of, how does Cynthia want to show up in the world? How do you want to be seen? What do you want to offer other people? How do you want to serve your fellow man, right? Your fellow woman? And then how do you want to be served back? Like, what's the cycle of energy there for you? So tuning into that, and definitely entrepreneurial. What that looks like is for you to tune into. And I'm really excited to hear what that's going to be.
Beautiful. All right, Cynthia, I hope that helps you tonight. We do appreciate it. Guys, we got about 10 more minutes to jump the list, as we only jump for the first half an hour of the show, as the show is only 1 hour long. So, guys, please remember, $1 of that donation goes to huge. This is very true. I want to shine again, as you will.
Mm-hmm. And the world is not only waiting, but wanting, and just sitting, waiting for your light. So yeah, you do need to shine again, because the world needs that light, honey.
Absolutely. All right. I need Christina A, to come on down. You are next on the list. All right. After Christina is going to be Cool Girl. Cool Girl, get your question ready, because you will be next on the list. Christina A, I need you to throw me your question. And she said, yes, it does. Thanks. That's from Cynthia. All right. Let's see here. Christina, are you still with us, honey? Christina going once. Christina going twice. All right, Christina, we're going to go ahead and take the next person in line. The next person in line was Cool Girl. Cool Girl, go ahead and throw us your question. And then Cool Games, get your question ready. Cool Girl, throw us your question.
I can almost hear crickets.
Yeah,
Where is everybody? You guys, come on. I know you're all fast texters now. Everybody's got texting fingers. I know you guys can respond quicker than this. Come on, guys.
All right. Well, Cool Games, go ahead and throw us your question. And then Hope Hathaway, get your question ready. You'll be after Cool Games. All right. Cool Games, come on down. Throw us your question. All right. No Cool Games. Let's keep going. Hope Hathaway, go ahead and throw us your question. And then Hope Wells, get your question ready. You'll be right after Hope Hathaway. All right, Christina, we'll have to call you here in just a little bit, sweetheart. Hope Hathaway is next. Where you at, girl? All right, going from Hope Hathaway to Hope Wells. Hope Wells, go ahead and throw us your question. And hey, Tony, can you throw up the next name? It's Hyacinth. I am having troubles pronouncing that. So
Hyacinth, that's like the flower.
Okay, Hyacinth.
I believe.
Okay, well, they can get their question ready. They will be next on the list. So Hope Wells, go ahead and throw us your question. Hyacinth said, yes, that's right. Like the flower.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite smelling flowers. It literally smells like spring. Nothing smells more like spring than a hyacinth. Oh.
Hyacinth, go ahead and throw us your question. You are next. So, Mona Haggard, get your question ready. You'll be right after Hyacinth. All right. Guys, remember, we've got about 5 minutes left of the jump, so if you guys are going to jump tonight, please do so. Guys, we'll be getting ready for season 2. That starts on September 27th. Remember, guys, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to go back to the 2-hour platform, and we cannot wait to talk to you guys. And guys, remember, don't forget, after this show tonight, 30 minutes after our show, right here, same place, same time. Well, not same time, same place. Nikki's got her show with Divine Time with Nikki Taylor. So if you guys don't get your chance to get your question answered here, go visit Nikki on her show and have a blast.
Yes, I love connecting with you guys one-on-one like that. So.
All right. We got Hyacinth. All right. Says, what What does A think / appreciate about me? What does he find attractive? Well, that's a really broad question on the attraction, because it's on multiple levels. But see, here's the thing with A, is A needs to get his life back in order, and providing some type of balance for himself. And I really feel as though that things are going to come together for you. But here's the thing, it's going to take time and a lot of patience as he goes to put his life back together. I feel like he needs to take a couple people that's in his life right now that don't serve a purpose and get them out. That's like one of the biggest things, is like he needs to get it out. And because of that, and because of the way that he's, the way he's been acting, kind of distance, what I'm feeling here, kind of like social media doesn't look like, he's putting forth a lot of effort towards you guys. I do feel like he's opening up communication, because that's something I keep seeing, a break in communication. So is that what's happening currently? Is like there's zero communication? I would love to know that, because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the lack there of that communication. And I feel as though that won't stay continuing. And I do feel like an opening up. She says, you know who they are. He leaves us out. And he won't talk. That's what I was figuring. I felt like the energy was not connected. And to me, I just feel as though that connection will happen eventually. It is going to take time. I gotta say this as an advisor, is this really what you want? And that's something that you should be reflecting on. I know that when it comes to the attractions, it's mental, physical, emotional, but those are all the things that he's running from currently. And that's why I don't feel like there's balance there. So if you can, if this is really what you truly want, you're going to have to be patient. And with that patience, you will get what you want, but it will take time. That is the bell for me. I'm going to pass this over to Nikki. Nikki, what do you got?
Okay, so I don't know that this information really can be framed into his attraction for you, but I give you what I get, right? I want to talk about you first. So first of all, your celestial team really comes through wanting to talk about grief work that you have had to do in the past. Now, this grief certainly can revolve around somebody you love passing, but there's a specific element of the grief associated with having to grieve the life that we thought we were going to have that we didn't get, right? So you've really had some realizations in your life of like these aha moments of like, oh, wow, so my life isn't going to be what I thought it was, right? And so it's like you tend to hold on to like the fantasy or hope of how things are going to go. And then all of a sudden it's like you'll have these epiphanies where you're like, oh my gosh, like this is it. Like this is the letdown. It's like a death process, right? You all of a sudden are like, well, I'm never going to be that person. My life's never going to look that way. You're able to regenerate pretty quickly though, I think because you have a mutable sign in your chart, most likely Virgo in your chart. And so you're able to really pivot and regenerate from that and go, okay, so I guess I'm doing this. And you kind of change like your life path, your identity, your interests, stuff like that, relationships. But it is disappointing. And there's been a lot of grief because you've held on for years to the ideas, particularly around what people would provide for you. So there's specifically one parent involved too, where feeling like, okay, this parent's going to be this for me, and having to have the realization of
Virgo rising.
Your Virgo rising. Perfect. And so that Virgo rising though is a mutable sign. And so it's really giving you your regeneration qualities, your ability to adapt, right? And pick yourself back up, which is lovely. However, I'm sure it's not what you want to be doing all the time. But talking about like that one specific parent, there's this idea of like, okay, they're going to show up for me in this way. They're going to be this, they're going to be the parent I always wanted them to be. That was something that was held on for a long time until you finally like realized, oh, that's not going to happen. And it feels, Hyacinth says, yes, I've been disappointed with love. But that's something that when you realize it, it's almost like it's like a death process. You have to let that go. So this really pertains to your relationship with this man, with A, because you want to think about how can you prevent yourself from having such depth of grief or depth of suffering? What are you holding on to with him that is an illusion, that is just hope, but is not based in reality? Let's bring that grief process in sooner so that you can deal with it and move on, instead of stringing it out for a long time, which will increase the suffering. And maybe he is the one for you. I don't sense that. But I think you need to think about where the illusions lie in your attraction to him, and what parts of the relationship, how are they in reality? Illusion aside, hopes aside, fantasy aside. And let's go ahead and get the ball rolling on whether or not you want to pivot out of that relationship or stay. But I think the sooner you make a choice, the better. So I hope that serves you, sweetheart.
All right. Well, I hope that helps. All right, guys. So we're going to take a quick break, but after the break, we're going to need Blanca D to come. She jumped the list, and then I'm going to need Mona. Mona, get your question ready. You will be after Blanca D, and we'll be taking those questions right after the break.
Are you looking for the very best website designs? Look no further than mypressmarketing.com. Let their expert staff take your website, phone site, or mobile app to the next level, fast and easy. That's mypressmarketing.com. Why shop anyplace else? Just tell us what you want and we will build it. Why settle for an everyday design? Get a design that stands out from the rest. We can even offer your business radio and magazine advertising. That's mypressmarketing.com. Let us be your advertising, marketing, and website design specialist today.
All right, guys, and we are back. I need Blanca D to go ahead and throw us her question. Bella jumped the list right in the nick of time, so Bella will be right after Blanca D. So, Bella, get your question ready. You'll be right after Blanca. All right, Blanca's here as she jumped the list. She says, hello, Journey. Took my daughter-in-law out walking a lot, trying to get the baby out. I'm terrible, laugh out loud. And guess what? The engine light went off. Wow. I don't understand. Maybe God said Blanca needs a break. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. So, no, that doesn't mean that you're getting a break. What it means is the engine has cooled down enough, and I feel as though that you should probably get the fluids in your vehicle checked. I feel that very strongly, and I feel like that's something that you should take care of. Go to Jiffy Lube, have them check your stuff. Go to Walmart. I mean, it's like some of them do it for free. Some of them will check for like $10. So it's not a big jump there for that one. But to be on the safe side, because the last thing you want to be is sitting on the side of the road calling AAA going, hey, come pick a sister up. So it's the last thing you want to be doing there. As it comes for the baby, like I said, I really felt the baby was going to be anywhere between 1 to 3 days late. So today, I don't believe it's going to happen. it's leaning more to me towards like day 2, day 3, right around that time frame. That's okay though. It's not a bad thing. Just, let her walk, make sure she's breathing properly. She will get into nesting phase. She should be already in it, where she wants everything particular. She wants it warm and cozy. She's, this is what all mothers do. This is, now she cannot protect the baby in the womb like she always has. Now she's got to create a protective space in order to, so we want her to do that. She's going to want to mop floors and dust things off and do things that, from what I can tell, is not exactly what she does on a normal basis, but is going to start doing more so now. She says, "Got Journey, I just drive my car of a cliff." Tired. I'm just joking, but no, thank you. But honey, listen, when it comes to the car, you need to maintain it until you get this next vehicle. Please don't keep driving on it without getting those little things checked there. And if the light comes back on, they have a computer that can read it. Even AutoZone does that stuff for free. They'll check your car for free. So don't hesitate to go. And like people, our cars need doctor's appointments too. And taking it to the mechanic is a doctor's appointment. So just go to, like AutoZone and see if they'll test it with the computer that they have. They'll tell you what code comes up. You can tell a mechanic, voila, done. They'll even look the code up for you. But when it comes to the fluids and stuff, stop at a Jiffy Lube, go to a Walmart, do something like that. But don't worry about the baby. The baby is definitely going to come. Now, I do feel that we're looking at the baby coming in the evening. I keep seeing the baby being an evening baby. And so that would be, probably something that, I see the excitement and I see everybody's happy about this. And, it's just this warm feeling. Just think about the love and the light that's being brought into the world, something so innocent, so pure. Remember, those are the innocent and pure things that you're trying to protect. So make sure that when you come home, you keep it airy, you keep it flowy. Tell anybody else in the house, light on the TV sound. If you don't like that, then put on a set of headphones and watch it from your tablet. But do something. Try to make the room and the house calm. So you could slowly integrate the baby into noises that happen in the house and things of that nature. But let's do that let's try not to scare the baby. Let's do it slowly. Because I get that the house is pretty active. And she says, and I'm right there. All right, well, she says, my baby, yay. I'm going to be a Nana, laugh out loud. Yes, you are going to be Nana. I know you're looking extremely forward to this. And, I know that you're going to want to provide crucial information to pass on from one mom to another. If, say, she doesn't take all your advice, that is okay, because she's got to learn some of these things on her own, as you did when you first became a mother. So just remember that. Remember where you were when you had your first baby, and remember your mindset, because you had thought in your own self that I'm going to raise this kid this way, and I'm going to do things my way, and she's going to have those same thoughts, and she's going to want to do things a certain way. You have to let her do some things. But I'm going to tell you this. She will ask you questions. So get ready. You're going to be able to be a Nana, a mother, and be nurturing all at the same time. It's going to be a blessing. So get ready for that great energy. It's going to feel so nice to have new life in the house. It's just an amazing blessing. She says, yes, totally understand. To be patient. Thank you. You are welcome, sweetie. I'm going to pass this over to Nikki, and let's see the guidance that she's got for you today. Yeah.
Hey, Blanca. So I wasn't really clear on what your question was. I'm not sure if it was about the car or about the baby, but either way, I've got information outside of that. I want to elaborate on what Journey said about advice, just because this is a time where the paradigm is really shifting around that. And it's really the time of not giving unsolicited advice. And that's something that's hard to do. So when somebody's sharing something with you, especially a struggle, right? They're like, oh man, this isn't happening. We assume that they want advice, right? We're like, oh, well, do this. The new practice, which I think is so valuable, and it's something I have to practice because it's not my instinctive nature either. I'm a helper, right? Is to say, are you looking for feedback on that? Do you want some advice? Did you want ideas? We ask now. We don't just give advice, especially to a new parent, especially when it's our daughter-in-law. That can be really problematic. So we're going to want to think about, even though she's sharing stuff, oh, I'm so tired, the baby's not sleeping. Are you looking for feedback? Do you want some ideas on that? And not just giving ideas. That's going to really help your relationship. That comes up because communication actually comes up for you in your cards. Also, new career comes up, and motivation comes up twice for you. So you needing kind of a little oomph in your step in order to get focused on how to bring in some income, and also how to gear towards like your career path, because there was a huge time in your life where that wasn't a focus. Like you were focused on being a wife and a mother, which is beautiful and very honorable and has its place in your life. However, that season for you is kind of coming to a pass. You are in a new season where it's time for you to think. Blanca says, yes, totally got it. I'll stand back and wait to be asked to help. Perfect. Lovely. And I know that you wouldn't offer help out of anywhere but just your generous, kind heart. But I would hate to see your heart get hurt out of giving an unsolicited advice. So anyhow, this season in your life is really about finding your career path and independence outside of your relationships with your family, right? Now, being a mother and a grandmother is valuable and beautiful. Blanca says, God, yes, new career. Thank you. I'm so excited. I want change. Perfect. I'm glad you're not resistant to that. Like I said, being a wife and a grandmother, and you're still a wife, even, but being a mother and a grandmother is very valuable. And yet your family dynamic is not all of who Blanca is. There's so much more to you, right? I want to see you out engaging with the world and having independence and having, money in your pocket. If that's your season that you're stepping into, you're needing to look at some illusions that you have in the present, though. So you definitely have some it's very Pisces energy. Like it's very like you're fixed on the fantasy, the illusion, you're romanticizing some aspect of your life and it's not working for you. So getting clear on that, which is going to be a little uncomfortable, is going to help give you the motivation. That discomfort is going to be a catalyst for you moving towards your new career, which I love for you. And I see you out, like, it might even be like service industry. You might start like waitressing or bartending or something like that, but I see you out, but I see it being fun and vibrant, and you love your coworkers and you're having a good time and you're getting social interaction. You're making friends, you're networking. And you're meeting lots of people from your community, which I think is going to be elevating for you. I think that's going to be a stepping stone for something else in the future.
All right. Good information shared there. Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Blanca. We appreciate your question tonight. All right, Bella, go ahead and throw us your question as you are next on the list. After Bella is going to be Mona. Mona Haggard, get your question ready. You were next on the list. All right, Bella's here. Let's go ahead and take Bella's question. It says, hello, guys. Just wanted to know if the ringing in my ears have a spiritual connection. I hear as if it's downloading, connecting sound signal, similar to a computer/phone line. If nothing from that, anything from spirit for me. All right, so when it comes down to the ringing in your ear, that is and can be caused from spirit trying to connect, trying to tell you something. It's almost like a whisper in the ear. But spiritual connection, like let's say mediumship connection, doesn't always come to you in the way that you think it does. It's not like they pick up their phone and they're like, hey, Journey, just wanted to tell, Belle that, or Bella, that's, this, and that. And it doesn't always come through that way. And sometimes when we're first learning the crafts or we're first learning our abilities, it can come off as ringing. It can come off as migraine headaches as well, which is not a fun one, but it does happen. I've had quite a few mediums that I know that they just had a splitting headache and they're trying to understand, I'm just playing with the tarot, and when I do that, I get headaches. It's like the spirit's trying to talk to you, but that door's closed. They're kind of banging on it. So that vibration is causing a vibration that wouldn't typically happen in the brain to swell and to actually cause a headache until we learn how to control it. So in this case, what I'm seeing here, I do feel as though your partner that passed was trying to communicate with you. I'm seeing that you were not in the best of moods today. I get a deeper emotional, basically really digging deep. You've been digging deep here recently. And I feel like I just feel as though that you're going to be in a place where things come together for you. But it's taking work, and it's taking a lot out of you, and it's taking you to a different level. It's taking you to emotional levels that, are not you're not having. I mean, I felt the anger, I felt the sadness, I felt the confusion, and I felt the why. So that's what I'm seeing here. And let's go ahead and block this dude here. And she said grief. And she goes, yes, I was pissed off today. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree that you were pissed off, but I don't feel like you're pissed off, in the way that, I don't really feel like it was like you were pissed off. You feel like the other emotions caused you to be pissed off. So this was a deeper, this was a deeper emotion. This was something that was causing you to not have patience, causing you not to want to deal with things today. So, she says, yeah, it was more because I'm a single mother. Right. But then that turned into, but it wasn't just about being the single mother. It was about the partner not being there. There's abandonment issue here. And from what I can tell right now, this abandonment issue is not it is current, but there is an abandonment issue from childhood that kind of sat there, and it's just been sitting there for quite some time. And then I see that this changed, and then I see that it was held on to, and now we're at this point in your life, and now you're feeling abandoned again. So now what's happened is we've added to the already existing abandonment, to the abandonment today, to which led you to think about being a single mother, which led to you getting pissed off because there's actually hurt, pain, and no one's hearing the inner, basically the inner child inside of you that's screaming right now because there's so much grief. So it's going to take time. This is a timely process. I don't feel his family is going to get any better with their interaction. I really feel like they're causing you extra toxic energy that you don't need. So just allow yourself to, get past that. Don't think of what they're going to say or how they're trying to control, because it's not necessary for you. And know that your partner's been around you today trying to calm your energy, but because of that, you're not hearing it. So that's what's going on there. She says, yeah, I told them off. No reply. There goes my money. Well, finances won't be the problem, honey, and the money that they have won't be the money that you receive. So just hang on to that. I'm going to pass this over to Nikki. Nikki, what do you got? You're muted, sweetie.
There we go. Okay. So as far as the ringing in your ears, I think there's a spiritual connection, but there's also a physiological connection. So your equilibrium is definitely off, right? You have a lot of information coming in from external sources, right? And you're trying to always, you're trying like hell to integrate lots of external advice, opinions, on how you should do things, how you should have done things. And it's creating like a spiritual disconnect where your equilibrium's off. You're needing to learn how to navigate receiving lots of external advice and opinions. You're needing to learn how to counterbalance that with knowing that in the end, you make the decision. In the end, you are so grounded in your truth that you can really weed through the external information with ease. You're not sitting there wondering, well, is that what that person said my truth? You should know immediately if it's your truth or not. Either they're reflecting your truth externally, or they're just reflecting their truth onto you, and there's a difference. So your ability to navigate that historically has not been good. but this is just something that Spirit's really calling you to work on. I also see this being a physiological thing, and so I won't give you medical advice on that, but I definitely will say it's a good time to go get a checkup. And, you know, I won't say anything more about it because it's medical. So, but I also see it's interesting because you've got like this really polar experience right now, right? Polar being like extreme opposites, right? Like the poles of the earth. And you've got this experience where you've got new love in your life, right? You're in this weird cathartic period of your life where you're in a lot of pain and you have a lot of interferences, and yet a part of you knows that you're having experiences right now that someday you're really going to miss, right? It's weird. It's like, you know that this is like this one of the sweetest times of your life and also the most painful time of your life at the same time. It's super bizarre, but you know that some of the experiences and interactions and things that you're having are things that you're going to really miss when they're gone. And they will be gone someday, right? Because our life shifts and pivots and people ebb and flow out of our lives. And so you're sitting on the cusp of conflict and real emotional fulfillment. And I'm talking about the kind of emotional fulfillment where you are surrounded by people, and also in your alone time as well, where you feel loved, heard, valued, you feel your worth reflected back to you. You feel really in tune and tethered into your self-worth. I mean, I'm talking about just feeling really yummy and just really taken care of and loved. You're on the cusp of that and severe conflict. You bounce between the two. I'd like to see you step into the timeline of the previous one of, the love and being taken care of. You tend to navigate towards chaos a little bit and drama, and I don't think you do that intentionally, but you might have a little bit more of like a negative mindset, like seeing the glass half empty. And that's not a criticism by any means. It's just, I'd like to draw your awareness to that and know that you are in a position of power. You get to decide which timeline you're going to step into. So yeah, make a primary care appointment, and know that the universe is really wanting to support you in stepping into your joyful, like emotional fulfillment and feeling really loved and heard, really heard, because historically you haven't been really heard. So that's sitting there waiting for you.
All right. Well, Bella, thank you so much for your question. Thank you. Great information. Spirit speaking to us pretty strongly, and I hope that you take this into consideration. So thank you guys. You are welcome, Bella. You're welcome anytime. Like I said to everybody that's here, you guys are always family, and we will always treat you with the most respect. Now, I do see that some people come in and say some weird energies, but ignore them. Everybody's not going to be happy-go-lucky, so we try to skip over them. So I know that you guys saw some comments in there. Don't worry, they've been blocked and they won't be coming back. All right, so we've got Mona, and Mona says, I would love a general, what do you see coming for me? Will we be staying in this area or possibly sell our home and move elsewhere in Idaho or another state? So when it comes to moving, because I'm not going to do the general because we don't do generals on the show because it takes too much time, but I can't talk about what you did ask about, which is the possible move. And, I do feel like there will be a move in the future, but there won't be, it won't be like next month or 6 months from now. I'm looking at more like a year and a half before we actually take action in order to do that. Now, when you do move, I do believe it will be out of Idaho, and that's why I'm seeing that situation. So getting your house ready for sale and getting it ready to take care of business. There's a lot of things that still need to be organized before that move happens. So that's what I'm seeing here. So yes, elsewhere, definitely out of the state. Yes, you will be going south is what I'm seeing. I don't have a direct state as to which state you're going to, but I do know it's in the southern region. So that feels really good for you. It's like a fresh start. To me, it looks like, closing off all ties to the current status, doing what you need to do in order to do some improvements and things of that nature. And then I see you finally, the house going up for sale and getting things ready and getting the money for the sale and finding another place. And so there's a lot of actions that need to take place at the moment. So, I mean, between now and a year and a half, that would be, plenty of time for you to get that all squared away. But it is going to take a little bit of time. So I don't want you to, take, anybody out of school or do any of that. She says, our kids all just moved here, so will they follow? When you guys do move, I do believe they will follow one by one, but not all at the same time. And they are, I don't know if they're exactly happy about you guys leaving, but for the most part, I think you guys need to do what's right for you and not what's right for everybody else. And that is the bell for me, but I am going to pass this over to Nikki. But just know the move will come within a year and a half and you guys will be good.
Hi, honey. So I'm not receiving information directly on the move, although everything is so interconnected in your life that it all works together, right? Here, what I can see is that historically in your past, you really had to fight to overcome like negative thought patterns and feelings of entrapment. So definitely feeling limited, like you weren't able to make the decisions that you would have just made without the limitations that you experienced, right? Just this feeling of like not being free. And so that has been a historical pattern for you. And yet I see in the present that you are like this total alpha female, and that you have an energy of, it's really about career and ambition and leadership. And I see that has been the healing component to your feelings of entrapment. You fight through feeling limited by going, I'm going to do it anyways. Oh yeah, I can't do that. Watch me, right? That's been how you fight through it. So I'm almost positive you've got Capricorn in your chart, like somewhere, right? You're like a climb the mountain kind of girl. In the near future though, you're going to have to learn how to express that energy just a little bit differently. Now, I don't want you to oppress it in any way, but I want you to temper it. I'd like you to bring some more balance to that energy, because sometimes it can become a little bit toxic, right? Sometimes it can be like, you're like, I'm doing it anyways, I can do it, right? And pulling all-nighters, or sometimes it can come at the expense of your well-being, and even sometimes at the expense of the well-being of people who are closest to you, because in the end, it's for the greater good, right? And yet we're going to have to learn to temper that a little bit as we move into the near future. So I want you to think about that. You've got gracefully aging coming up in your oracle cards, and that you have, Mona says Cancer. I'm not sure. I think you're talking about your zodiac sign. So Cancer is just your sun sign. So you have a whole celestial chart, and you're going to have Capricorn in there somewhere. You've got a rising, a moon, a Mercury, all that good stuff. If we were only defined by our sun sign, we'd be in big trouble.
Oh my God, yes.
You've got gracefully aging coming up in your oracle cards, and that's associated with emotions. So you're definitely might be having, I guess the best way to describe this is what the stereotypical version of midlife crisis feels like. I'm sorry to dumb it down in that way, but it's just the best description, I think. But you just might be in that season of, okay, what's next? And am I fulfilled? And what don't I want? What do I want? There's definitely, you have an emotional attachment to your age and what it means to age for you, and the sense of loss as you get older. But also I think that you have a lot of courage. And I think if you step into a very balanced and tempered way of expressing your alpha female energy, I think you're really going to step into your higher ages as like the wise sage, right? And you're going to be really powerful. You're not going to be meek. I don't think aging has to make you meek or weak. I think aging is going to make you powerful. You're going to be the crone, right? It's like the maiden, the I can't even remember, but the crone's like the last one, the most powerful. And Mona says, exactly, that's where I'm at. Perfect. So just know that the universe is supporting you that, and just keep your bearings about you, right? Don't get knocked off kilter. You're doing really good.
Absolutely. All right, guys, this is the end of the show. But remember, 30 minutes after this show, Divine Time with Nikki Taylor. Don't forget to tune in. If you didn't get your chance to get a reading here, you can see Nikki on her show right after this one. Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night with myself and Gifts of Faith. Until then, Nikki, it's been a pleasure. Love
It's been awesome.
All right. I'll see you in 30 minutes.
Okay.
All right, guys. You guys have a beautiful night. Remember, be kind. Love and light to everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.